First off, I'm going to start out with my sources, KentuckyFriedCruelty.com, the Louisville Metro Animal Services website, and PETA.org. I'm going to start out with this story. There was this boy named Baxter, and he was adopted when he was 1 year old. And he had 4 siblings and a father. His mom and dad got divorced whenever he was 2. And the other kids, they got these big meals, and they were always full and stuff. But Baxter, he always got the short end of the stick. He always got the scraps that were left over and stuff. So he was always weak and tired, and he was just skin and bones. And when they would go out to playtime, he'd be so tired that he wouldn't play. So the other kids would either ignore him, or they would pick on him and start beating him up by like kicking him and stuff. One day, he came in bleeding from his leg, and it was bleeding profusely, and his dad couldn't afford to take him to the doctor. So 2 days later, Baxter was found in a little barrel in the woods, and he was suffered from multiple shot wounds. The dad did not go to jail, and that's because Baxter was actually a German Shepherd. Animal cruelty laws there are no animal cruelty laws, really. And today, many people go unpunished for doing acts like this, and it happens every day. And today I'm going to talk about America's laws, or lack thereof, when it comes to animal cruelty. And the 3 points that I'm going to talk about are animal cruelty in Louisville, animal cruelty within corporations, and animal cruelty within people, or within the home. Animal cruelty happens in Louisville. It's not as extreme as it is in other places, but it still happens. 13,000 animals are put in shelters or found on the street or brought in from homes a year, and only 1,000 are actually adopted. And this, you think about it, and you think about how many animals are having to be put asleep or just let go because there's not enough room in the animal shelters for them. Secondly, you may notice, you probably know that there are many corporations that get profit out of animal cruelty. The most famous is KFC, and also a lot of fashion lines do it as well for their fur coats and stuff. I have a little video. And you may think that that's a little over-exaggeration, but actually in West Virginia at a KFC slaughterhouse, the workers would rip off the heads of the chickens whenever they were alive, spit tobacco in their eyes, stomp on them, and then also put them in scalding hot water whenever they were conscious, and that's how they would get rid of the feathers. Even today, they still do this after they have told PETA that they would take into consideration of animal cruelty, but they obviously haven't if they're still doing this. Continuing my story about Baxter, not only did the father's actions on the dog had an effect on the dog's life, but it also had an effect on the children's life. For example, Jeffrey Dahmer and the BTK killer, they all started out torturing animals, and they progressed up to torturing humans. And the same for the Columbine incident. The shooter, it was reported that he went into school and actually talked about mutilating animals, and then he ended up killing people as well. So whenever parents do this, it does have an effect on their children. They may actually do some of the same things, and they have to endure the same hardships that the animals did. In conclusion, I've talked about the animal cruelty in Louisville, the animal cruelty within corporations, and animal cruelty within the home. Animals should be treated no different than humans, and if Baxter was actually a child, he would have obviously went to jail or at least stood trial and been sentenced. But there are many petitions. This is an example of a petition online that you sign in order to help stop animal cruelty. And also, if you see children beating up animals or kicking animals trying to play and stuff, you need to talk to them because it could progress, because it's being passed down from generation to generation and eventually needs to stop. So, thank you.